Did Ray-Ban and Meta finally crack the code for wearable tech that could replace your glasses? In today's video, we're going to find out. We're going to be looking at everything from the build quality to the comfort of these glasses, as well as asking the question, what do they actually do? So hi, I'm Robert, Style and Vision Consultant here at the Spectacle Factory, and it's my job to pair you with your perfect pair of glasses. And if you're a tech enthusiast, there is a chance that these could be your perfect glasses. But for that to be the case, they actually need to be a good pair of glasses first and foremost. And as an optician, I think I can provide a pretty unique perspective on that. But also looking at them as someone who loves glasses, who loves tech, is this something that could fit into my lifestyle? So I guess the first thing to explore is the fact that these are not the world's first smart glasses. In fact, far from it. We've recently seen the launch of the crazy Apple Vision Pro. The Apple Vision Pro is a whole other category that obviously not only doesn't resemble glasses whatsoever, but is more about being more immersive in terms of taking you out of the real world or enhancing the real world. These Ray-Bans don't do that. So what do they do? Well, let's unbox them and find out. And I have to say, the first impression, as someone who opens up glasses cases every single day, is that the packaging is first class. I'm really impressed with the simplicity of the packaging, but the functionality of it as well. It does exactly what it needs to do. There are no frills, but there doesn't need to be. It looks like a tech product. The case itself, by the way, really nice as well. It's this faux leather material with a suede on the inside. Everything there is really nice. And there's even an LED on the fastener that tells you certain bits of information about the charging or the connection of the glasses, plus a USB-C port on the bottom. So first impressions are great. And actually, first impressions of the glasses themselves are great. On this channel, we review some of the world's best quality frames. These are not made from the typical materials that you would find in those kind of high quality glasses. The Ray-Ban Meta Wayfarers are made from an injection molded plastic. Sorry, and you get this cool sound as you put them on as well. But that injection molded plastic is kind of like the same material you would find in electronics, in toys. It's not typically a material used in eyewear, and that's for the reason that it doesn't have the softness, the durability, the malleability and adjustability that acetate does. Acetate is the premium plastic material that's used in the majority of eyewear manufacturing, and there are all different tiers and grades of acetate. I've covered that on this channel before. But generally speaking, if you want a great pair of glasses in this style, you would go for acetate. That would usually be made in Japan or potentially in Italy. So these are not made in that material. And usually that would be a big red flag, because actually when other Ray-Bans are made in cheap plastic, it's just not necessary. It's just to drive the cost down, and it's just to make more money. In this case, I think that they needed to use that kind of material for what they're trying to achieve, because I can't imagine that it would be possible to inlay all the electronics, the batteries, the sensors, everything that's in the temples of these glasses, because by the way, all the sensors are in the temples. We also have cameras in the top corners. I think they had to use injection molded plastic for that. So I'm not going to criticize Ray-Ban or Meta for that choice. However, it does mean that the glasses feel a little bit rigid, a little bit unforgiving. That is somewhat mitigated by the rubberized nose pads that are on the bridge. I think that was a good choice. I would have liked to see some rubberized cushions on the temples as well. Perhaps, again, there's a technical reason why they couldn't do that. But it does mean that the glasses, you're very aware of them here. Now, having said that, I have worn these for an hour or two at a time. That was about the maximum I found I could use them for with the battery. I never actually found them uncomfortable. But at the same time, are they a luxury pair of glasses? Absolutely not. And if you want something that is not only super comfortable, but a bit more stylish, these are probably not the glasses for you. What were really terrible with these glasses were the lenses. Although the color itself is actually quite nice, the lack of anti-reflection on the back means that when you're wearing them, you just get loads of white reflections. And that's why the first thing I did was switch these lenses out for some custom lenses. These are green photochromic lenses, so indoors, they're fully clear. Outdoors, when exposed to UV light, they turn into a full pair of sunglasses, so that gives them maximum versatility. If you have a pair of Meta sunglasses, we can customize yours for you as well, so get in touch, our information's in the description. The Wayfarer is an iconic look. There is no doubt about that. It is probably the most iconic eyewear look, and that's something that I always give Ray-Ban credit for. In the past, when Ray-Ban were produced in America from some of the world's best quality materials, the Ray-Ban Wayfarer was arguably the best sunglass you could buy. That's not the case anymore. Since Ray-Ban were taken over by Luxottica, now known as EssilorLuxottica, one of literally the biggest companies in the world, the quality, I would say, has gone downhill and the price has gone up. And that is one reason why I'm not a big fan generally of Ray-Ban. However, that doesn't stop me being excited for this particular product, because for a long time, I've wanted smart wearable tech in eyewear. It's something that I've talked about a couple of times on the channel before, but it's something I'm always keeping my eye on. I really wanted the Apple Vision Pro to be more of a success than it appears to have been. And things like Google Glass, which were more than 10 years old now at this point, I was really interested in, and again, it was a shame that they didn't take off either. Now, what's the common reason why these products don't seem to be working? I think the common reason is the lack of use case. So what extra functionality do these Meta glasses give you? Well, the first thing that I was really excited about was the point of view feature. The fact that you can record literally what you are seeing. That was actually really interesting to me, because on this channel, we showcase a lot of unusual craftsmanship. We achieve things that haven't been done before. We use manufacturing techniques that allow us to make glasses like none other in the world. And I really struggle trying to hold my camera or position my camera while I'm trying to film me working with my hands. So having a pair of glasses that can film exactly what I'm doing and show you what I'm doing, for me, that was really interesting. It was actually something that I looked forward to using in my everyday job, genuinely. And they're almost there. So the image quality is really good. That part, fantastic. And the first person perspective, the way they've made it quite anamorphic, or at least that was my perspective, is really great as well. There are two main issues with the video recording on the Meta glasses. The first one is the video length. You know, if I'm working on a project for 10 minutes, I don't want to have to worry about my glasses. I want to press record and I want to carry on. This will only record for 60 seconds at a time maximum. Can you imagine how frustrating that was when I was trying to work on a lens? Every 60 seconds, I had to press this button again to start a new recording. And now I know how electric car drivers feel when they get range anxiety, because I got recording length anxiety. I literally found myself not able to concentrate on the task I was doing because I was worried about when the limit would be reached. Now, something that was quite helpful in that was there was kind of a flashing indicator on the inside of the temple. I don't know if that's deliberate. I assume it was, because that kind of told me that it's about to stop recording. So at least that was a little bit of a heads up. But still, I'm thinking, you know, do I start this next point, or do I just wait until I'm gonna have to press that button again and then start the next bit? That was really frustrating. And then the second thing was that when I reviewed the footage afterwards, I realized it was all in portrait. And I wanted it to be in landscape. So I checked the settings and there didn't seem to be an option for changing that. Really frustrating. And I get why they've done it, because Mark Zuckerberg wants us to all be doing short form content that are Instagram Reels and Facebook. I don't use Facebook, but I guess there's probably things like that on Facebook as well. But why not give us the choice of recording in either landscape or portrait? I don't see the reason for that. And I guess the video length issue is through the storage capacity. So maybe in the next iteration of this product, they can work on those two things, or maybe those two problems could be resolved with an update. But that meant for me that it's just not worth the hassle of using them for the main thing that I thought they would be good for. Taking a picture, on the other hand, is pretty straightforward. You just tap the button and it takes a picture of what you're looking at. And the sounds that this thing plays in your ears while it's doing things like that are actually quite cute, and it makes it quite a fun experience to do them. So that aspect, I give full marks for. The second thing that I thought they might be really good for was running. So out of work, I'm quite into my fitness. I like to go on a 6 to 8K run at least once a week. So running is a big thing for me. Now, typically I wear my Reykjavik eyes glasses, which are just weightless. They feel like you've not got them on. They're beautiful with a custom magma orange tint. But I was kind of willing to forgo the comfort of that, or at least I thought I was, for the ability to not have to wear my earphones. Because one of the really cool features of the Meta glasses is the fact that you can actually play audio through them. There are actually speakers built into the end of the temples. And guess what? As an audiophile and someone who absolutely loves music, I thought the sound quality of these was great. It was absolutely more than adequate for what I'd expect from this kind of listening experience. In fact, I barely could tell much difference between these and my Galaxy Buds. So on that note, they were excellent. But then I realized that they always need to be paired to a phone. And I don't like to take my phone out on a run because it's quite heavy in my pocket. So I use an old school iPod for that. An iPod Touch that's really thin and light, and these would not connect to that. They need to connect to a smartphone to work. So that was dead in the water as well. As much as I enjoyed going out running with them and I took my phone in my backpack, it just meant that, again, it's not worth the hassle. I'll just put my earphones in, I'll put on a better pair of glasses, and I'll leave these at home. The third and final use case for these is AI. So there is an AI assistant built into the Meta glasses. Let's try it out and see how it works. Hey Meta, what's the temperature outside here in Preston?
It is currently sunny.
It just keeps cutting off halfway through. Like, literally, this is my first experience of the AI assistant. It will say a few words and then just cut off. Why is it doing that? Let me just check the app and see if there's an error or something. Okay, we'll try again. Hey Meta, What's the temperature in London?
The temperature in London is 23 degrees Celsius.
Okay, we got it. Hey Meta, what's the weather in Preston?
It is currently sunny in Preston, England, with a temperature of 17 degrees Celsius.
Okay, we got it that time. I'm not sure why it wasn't working initially, but that kind of thing is actually quite useful. Let's try something else. Hey Meta, what time's the train from Manchester to London?
I can't do that on your glasses.
Can't do that on my glasses, apparently. Okay, let's try something else. Hey Meta, what time is it?
It's 7:21 p.m.
Okay, got that right. Hey Meta, what year was Ray-Ban created?
I can't do that on your glasses.
Can't do that on my glasses. Okay, so it seems to only have basic functionality in terms of telling you the time, telling you the weather. I wish there was more that it could do. Let's try something else. Hey Meta, what's in front of me right now?
I can't do that on your glasses.
Can't do that on my glasses, okay. So it is really frustrating not knowing what it can and can't do. It seems to be okay to do the time and the weather, and so far I can't figure out something that I would want to know that it can actually tell me. So if you're having to second guess, are you really gonna go through that process of, hey Meta, reading out the question, waiting for the answer, when you could just take out your phone and just type it in? Does that really make our lives easier? And therein lies the problem. Because until wearable tech can actually make our lives easier, they're never going to catch on. It's not the concept of glasses with tech built in that's the problem. It's the implementation and the use case. Now, what I will say is I think Ray-Ban and Meta have got closer than ever before to making wearable tech a real viable option for your glasses. If the things that I've told you about so far appeal to you, and I think for the vast majority of people, they're not going to have a use for this. So they're probably going to stick to glasses. And if you are going to stick to glasses, why not have an amazing pair? That's what this channel is all about. If you want more advice on how to choose the best glasses for you, stick around and subscribe. And if you've got any questions about the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, I would love to know. Let me know in the comments section. Genuinely, I think this is a really interesting concept. It's a really interesting philosophical debate about where things like this can fit into our lives. So I'd love to get your thoughts. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye-bye.